Welcome to Stick Genius. Cricket, the sport that moves a billion people. But beneath the glorious cover drives and historic test matches lies something equally compelling: the storms of controversy that have defined the game for over 140 years. From umpiring blunders to match-fixing scandals, from technology debates to myths that refuse to die. This is cricket's other story. Today we cover 15 controversies and 4 myths that rocked the cricketing world. Why does cricket attract so much controversy? Because it matters. With 2.5 billion fans worldwide, any disputed call, any scandalous act becomes global news. Studies show that viewership spikes by over 300% during and after major controversies. Cricket has 180 years of disputed decisions, and that history of debate is precisely what makes the sport so endlessly fascinating. Before technology stepped in, human umpires were the final authority, and sometimes they got it spectacularly wrong. In 1999, a controversial LBW decision against Sachin Tendulkar in a high-stakes match against Pakistan ignited fresh calls for technology-assisted umpiring. The 2008 Sydney Test saw umpire Steve Bucknor involved in 6 disputed decisions in a single match, triggering an ICC complaint from Pakistan. Perhaps the most dramatic, the 1987 Faisalabad standoff between England captain Mankading and umpire Shakoor Rana, an argument so bitter it halted play for 72 hours and escalated into a diplomatic crisis. And in 2006, Pakistani players refused to return to the field after a disputed no-ball decision at the Oval, leading to the only test match in history forfeited by a team. Enter the decision review system. HawkEye tracks ball trajectory. UltraEdge detects faint edges through sound. Hotspot uses infrared to find ball contact, and Snicko analyzes sound wave patterns. But DRS brought its own controversies. The concept of umpire's call, where a marginal LBW decision is upheld even when DRS suggests it might be hitting the stumps, remains one of cricket's most bitterly debated concepts. Teams cry inconsistency. Broadcasters argue over technology accuracy, and the debate rages every single series. A millimeter can change history. In 2011 World Cup final, a controversial no-ball delivery from Lasith Malinga dismissed Sachin Tendulkar, but the on-field umpire missed it, and the dismissal stood. The match was so closely fought that this single call later sparked national debate. England's Ben Root was once given out, only for a review to overturn the decision when a no-ball was detected, a clear example of how modern technology continues to reshape cricket's most fundamental rules. The third umpire, introduced in 1992, was cricket's first step into technology-assisted decision-making. Runouts and stumpings are now reviewed frame by frame. A batsman can be saved or dismissed by the width of a blade of grass. But even with slow-motion replays, controversies persist. Camera angles matter. The precise moment bails are dislodged can differ by milliseconds between camera feeds. The third umpire's decisions are not always conclusive, and that ambiguity fuels ongoing argument. The LBW, leg before wicket, is cricket's most complex dismissal. 5 separate conditions must all be satisfied. The ball must pitch in line, it must hit the pad before the bat, the impact must be in line between wicket and wicket. HawkEye must show the ball would have hit the stumps, and then, crucially, there's the gray zone of umpire's call, where even a ball clipping the top of the off stump might not overturn an not-out verdict. No decision in sport generates more debate per square centimeter. In 2019, Ravichandran Ashwin ran out non-striker Jos Buttler during an IPL match by breaking the stumps before delivering the ball. The internet erupted. Was it fair? Was it within the rules? Absolutely. Is it within the spirit of cricket? Cricket is still arguing about that. Named after India's Venu Mankad, who first used it in 1947, this dismissal was reclassified by the ICC in 2022, moved from the unfair play section to simply a run-out. Legal? Yes. Popular? Almost never. The argument continues. Bowlers argue batsmen gaining unfair ground should face consequences. Batsmen argue the spirit of cricket demands a warning first. Cricket has no consensus, and probably never will. Cricket is a game of gentlemen, or so the cliché goes. In reality, the sport has seen its share of shocking player conduct. Shakib al-Hasan kicked stumps in frustration, sparking ICC Code of Conduct proceedings. The 2008 Mankading scandal, involving Harbhajan Singh and Andrew Simons, led to racism allegations and diplomatic fallout between India and Australia. Ben Stokes was involved in a street brawl in Bristol that led to a suspension from international cricket. And Shahid Afridi was caught on camera biting the ball, earning himself a ban and eternal infamy. Nothing has damaged cricket's reputation more than match fixing. In 2000, South Africa captain Hansie Cronje confessed to accepting money from bookmakers and deliberately underperforming. A lifetime ban followed, and he died in a plane crash just 2 years later. The sport was shattered. In 2010, 3 Pakistan players, Mohammad Amir, Mohammad Asif, and Salman Butt, deliberately bowled no balls at specific moments of a test match against England in exchange for money. All 3 were jailed. Cricket's integrity infrastructure was rebuilt from scratch. Then in 2013, the IPL spot-fixing scandal engulfed India's most valuable cricket competition. S.S. Srisant was arrested. Chennai Super Kings and Rajasthan Royals were suspended for 2 seasons. Billions of dollars, billions of fans, and the shadow of corruption. If one word defines cricket's spirit debates in recent years, it's sandpaper. In March 2018, Cameron Bancroft was caught on camera rubbing sandpaper on the ball during Australia's Test series against South Africa. Steve Smith and David Warner, Australia's captain and vice-captain, were implicated and received 12-month bans. Ball tampering is the art of maintaining one rough side of the ball to generate reverse swing, that devastating weapon that makes old balls more dangerous than new ones. The techniques exist in gray areas, but sandpaper crossed the line. Who gets picked and who gets dropped has always been political. Sourav Ganguly's shock mid-series axing by England in 2006 was widely interpreted as a power struggle rather than a form decision. England's experiments with split captaincy, different leaders for different formats, sparked endless debate. And across cricket, allegations of IPL money influencing national selection decisions are raised every season. India wins 78% of home test matches on turning pitches. Australia wins 72% at home on fast, bouncy surfaces. England use swing-friendly conditions at home. All of this is legal, but it raises constant questions about fairness. The ICC has guidelines on pitch preparation, but when a host nation tailors every playing surface to their own strengths, is that home advantage or systematic manipulation? The line remains blurry, and the debate continues every time a touring team collapses on a dust bowl or a steeplechase of a pitch. Now, the myths. 4 myths that have shaped how the public understands cricket, and why every single one is wrong. Myth 1. Only batting matters. Wrong. 70% of test matches are won by the team with the superior bowling attack. Bowlers dismiss 20 opposition wickets. Batsmen only have to survive. Myth 2. Test cricket is boring. Wrong. The percentage of test matches ending in a draw has collapsed from 23.5% in the year 2000 to just 6.4% by 2020. Test cricket is more decisive and more dramatic than ever before. Myth 3. T20 is not real cricket. Wrong. The shortest format has created global stars, opened pathways for hundreds of cricketers who would never have been paid to play, and grown the sport's fan base by 400% in markets where Test cricket was never televised. T20 saved cricket's commercial future. Myth 4. Big six hitters always win T20 matches. Wrong. Data consistently shows that running hard between wickets, rotating strike, and avoiding dot balls wins more T20 matches than hitting sixes. Pressure from dot balls costs teams matches. Accumulation wins them. Cricket is controversy. From the Bodyline series of 1932, when England targeted Don Bradman's body with short-pitched bowling in a deliberate attempt to restrict runs, to Sandpapergate in 2018, to every DRS howler and Mankading incident. The controversies are not weaknesses in the sport. They are proof of how deeply humanity cares. When 2 billion people care this much about whether a ball clipped the top of a stump or whether a batsman's foot was grounded before the bails fell, that is love. Passionate, infuriating, addictive love. Cricket's drama has never been confined to the pitch. The greatest game in the world goes on. Like, share, and subscribe to Stick Genius for more sports content.